Here's my audience.
We just like did this
so many times.
Here's my audience.
Okay, Olivia Kennedy self-introduction speech. I've lived in Cedar Rapids for my entire life. It's one of the largest cities in Iowa, but it has a small town feel. You can make assumptions about someone based on the high school they went to or the neighborhood they lived in. It's kind of easy to get caught up in the little world that is Cedar Rapids. When I entered high school, I started joining activities and clubs that have really enriched my life and made me a better human being. They've really made me open up my mind and expand my global perspective as I've had to interact with people from all different walks of life. I think that one of my defining characteristics is my open mind. I think I built this through my work with human rights and advocacy, through relationships I formed at my school, and through having difficult conversations with people who don't always agree with me. If you know anything about me, you've probably heard of Amnesty International. Amnesty is a global human rights organization that combats human rights abuses all over the globe. It means a lot to me, especially because I'm the president of the largest group in Iowa. At Washington High School, we hold two major events, one of them being Right for Rights, where 100+ students gather in Washington High School's cafeteria and write letters to foreign dignitaries demanding protection of prisoners of conscience. We also work directly with our community. In the Cedar Rapids Community School District, 53% of students are free or reduced lunch, and 20% of students are at or below the poverty line. That really inspired us for our benefit concert Amnesty to do the theme of living in dignity, which provides better education, better nourishment, and just a better quality of living to all students. Going off of that, I feel like so much of who you are as a person is defined by those who have made an impact on your life. My school has allowed me to meet and form relationships with people from all walks of life. At Washington, we really have a very thriving English language learners program. And through that, I know that they have enriched the lives of almost every student at Washington. Two kids that stand out particular to me are my friends Francoise and Amici, who are from Congo, and they are in my French class and the French class of a couple members of the audience. I'm sure everyone can vouch for the fact that they have made us all better speakers, and their work ethic definitely rubs off. In addition, Washington is one of the most diverse schools in Iowa. And we celebrate that with a Black History Month assembly, a really awesome step team that gets the whole school really excited, and our really awesome cheerleaders. Also, Wash has some of the most compassionate students I've ever met. The turnout at Right for Rights and Amnesty is insane. The Interact, which is a service organization, always has packed rooms for their club meetings, and events like Pam Slam really help spread the love to students who are interested in all different types of arts and music. So although I have been fortunate enough to grow up in a school and a community that celebrates diversity, I have to recognize that some people have not. And although I have been lucky enough to be in situations where diversity and advocacy are celebrated, I have to recognize that others haven't. For example, my Uncle Butch has referred to Washington High School as, and I hate to say this, but that N-word school that he always see on KCRG. And it's really hard to keep your composure when people can be so close-minded, which makes those intergenerational conversations so hard. I try to tell myself they were born in a different time, but that's just not an excuse. And through my work in March for Our Lives, I've gotten some really rude comments on articles that we've done and just kind of posts we've sent out, even sending us death threats. And it's just really hard to have these conversations, but it's really important to find things that you agree on rather than things you disagree on. And it's important to have these conversations because you make people think a little bit more about their opinions and beliefs. All right. In conclusion, if you take anything from this, respect everybody equally, no matter what background they've come up with. It's super important to become a citizen of the world and have a global perspective and keeping an open mind is absolutely essential to being a good human being. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I think that everyone should keep in mind that their sphere of influence is gigantic and they can change the world in every way. Thank you.